So this is how we're going to make the polishing pads for one of our tools when it comes to polishing stones. For these, we use heavy-duty furniture pads, which I picked these up at Home Depot. The other thing we're going to use is Elmer School Glue. This stuff works probably better than most of the other stuff. It's nice and thin, and the pads, the furniture pads, absorb it very nicely. So for this, we're going to put down a little bit of wax paper. I like to do this just because it stops getting glue on absolutely everything. I'm going to put that right there. I'm going to grab one of these. I usually make multiples of these at a time, so I do more than just these 8. I put some of the Elmer School Glue in the smaller bottle already, just because it's easier to squeeze on there. So this is very simple. All you're going to do is basically put a whole bunch of glue on the top of each one of these pads. And you're going to use your finger, and you're going to, let's see here, how's the best way to show you guys? You're going to squish it in with your finger. So you can see that the glue is being absorbed by the felt pad here. This is going to give, when it's dry, a nice hard surface that will pick up the diamond paste and create a really nice polishing surface that'll get you a super, super high shine. So we're just going to keep doing that. Till we've got all the glue in there. Apologies if this looks a little awkward. I'm trying to do this. My workspace isn't that large to be able to have this all set up. So once we got our first layer in there, we're going to add some more glue on all of them again. And do the exact same thing, just pushing it in there. You'll start seeing once the pad is completely saturated with the glue, it'll stop wanting to suck it all in there, and it'll just kind of sit on top. So I'm thinking that after another layer, a third layer, these will be pretty close to being ready to just sit and dry. As I mentioned, I like to make up like an entire pack of them, which is, I think there's 96 in a pack. So I like to make up an entire pack of them at a time. I use them a lot for my students. Also, it's always good to have extras because eventually the glue on the backs of them will start to get loose and you'll lose one of them, and you want to keep some fresh ones on hand because you want to limit the cross-contamination when you're going from grit to grit, as well as cross-contamination with anything else that you might have in your workshop, like metal shavings that might cause scratches in your stones when you're polishing them rather than making them shiny. So I'm just going to add a little bit more here. Same thing again. So you're starting to see that the glue is sitting on top and it's not pushing in all the way. So this means that the pad is fairly saturated now. See the glue just sitting on top. So once you can't really push in any more glue, just kind of, give it a nice little wipe, make it all kind of more uniform. And then you're going to leave that for about 8 to 12 hours until that glue is absolutely rock hard dry. Once it's dry, your pads are going to look more like this, and they're going to be quite hard, so you're not going to have the same kind of flex that they had before you put the glue in. So you can see my thumb's very able to go into a fresh pad, whereas when it's with glued, when it's ready, my thumbnail's not being pushed in. So this is what you want. If you can still get quite a bit of movement on there after it's dried, you want to add a little bit more glue, repeat the process and let it dry again. So that's how you make these guys here. Join me for the next video and we'll make some of the other tools that we will be requiring.